Chelsea 0, Manchester City 2. Hello from Jersey. My name's Ollie and I'm on Chelsea Fan TV. I don't know what to make of that performance, if I'm honest with you. It was lethargic, it was weak. I didn't think the first half was that bad. I just thought some of the players today didn't look up to it. I'm going to start by talking about the man who cost us £72 million, Wesley Fofana. I don't think personally he's good enough for the Chelsea setup at the moment. I think we had better centre-backs there. We had Chalobah, but obviously I've spoken about that before. We had I even think Gilchrist would have been better suited to the role that Fofana's been given. But I think even Tosin, the lad that we've just signed from Fulham, get him on, because Wesley Fofana was not good enough today. And I know Disasi's carrying an injury, but if you're rolling a dice, even put Benoit Badiashile in, it still doesn't look like they're really ready to start the season. That's what I got the impression of today. I thought half the players in that team didn't look like they were ready to start the season. I think they needed 1 or 2 weeks more of pre-season. I think it was not good enough. They all looked a bit slow and tired. And if the pre-season tour in America, if it's that physically demanding, that they're turning up to games against Manchester City that tired, it's got to be scrapped, and we've got to have a new pre-season strategy. Just go somewhere and play games with a good system and win. The next person that I'm going to talk about is Romeo Lavia, and I was on the fence with Romeo Lavia today. I saw him as a positive and a negative. I saw his very high intensity and pressure. I saw that as a positive. From a young lad, Romeo Lavia, he's only about 20, 21, I'm not too sure. But he works very, very hard in that engine room for the team. And I think with a bit of refinement, he can be a bit like N'Golo Kante. But that's the thing for me. I just think that he's a rough diamond, and I think he needs to learn off someone. And that brings me on to my next point. Someone needs to mentor him, and someone like Essien would have been brilliant, but not Moises Caicedo. That he loses the ball. I said it last week and I'll say it again. People say last week was pre-season attitude. Today, Moises Caicedo had an attitude where he didn't want to play. He loses the ball far too often, and I don't know with him. I get that I'm a huge Chelsea fan. We paid £120 million for him. We need to get something out of him, but we're not getting anything out of him. We can't wait too long until his market value gets even lower than it already is. It's not anywhere near 120 million at the moment. That can get you a lot more than Moises Caicedo in this current market. And I just didn't rate the way that he played today. And I just thought it was, when you're playing against a very decent side, you can't give the ball away too much, and they are the best side in the league. That's a fact, and you can't give the ball away like that. And I just think he gave the ball away too many times for Chelsea today to players like De Bruyne, Haaland, Bernardo Silva, and even Kovacic. That was Fofana's, the last one, but people giving the ball away. Even Kovacic, he'll punish you, and because they've got the best players in every single position. And yeah, but it brings me on to my next point about losing the ball. And I just think playing from the back, it has to be very, very selective what games we play from the back from. Like, we're playing against Manchester City here today. They are the best team in the world. Arguably the best team in the world. They won the quadruple, what was it, 3 years ago? They are the best team in the world. And we are continuing with that philosophy. I don't know if it's Maresca. I'm new to seeing Maresca manage a team in the top flight, obviously, because this is his first time. I'm new to seeing Maresca manage it, but I just think it's not working. It didn't work with Poch, and it's not working with Maresca, the playing from the back. I just think, from a Chelsea fan, I've seen this all my life. Playing from the back, losing out, making silly mistakes, and the opposition punishing us. And I think, maybe, no disrespect, but I think it's okay against Southampton and Bournemouth and teams like that, no disrespect to them. But not against Manchester City, certainly not against Arsenal. We learnt that in our 5-0 battering that we got at the Emirates Stadium last season. We learnt that the hard way. Certainly not against Arsenal, certainly not against Man City. certainly not against Liverpool. And even you can take the risk and play it against Spurs. I think Servette on Thursday, that's an unknown quantity. And if I was managing, I'd say scrap the player from the back because it was so bad today. I'd say scrap it altogether. I wouldn't do it at all. I'd play the long balls from Sanchez because I'm going to be real here. Let's all be real. Robert Sanchez is not good enough for Chelsea Football Club, and his playing from the back is not good enough. He's not a good enough footballer. I thought it was a decent shot stopper, but that last Kovacic goal, that's really put my opinion in doubt. I think he was at fault for that. His positioning was absolutely terrible throughout the whole of the game today. Even in the first minute, you saw Jeremy Doku trying to whip that ball in, and he knew exactly what he was doing. It's like Mudrik's goal against Arsenal last season in October. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was trying to whip it round Sanchez, and Sanchez didn't see that. He thought he was going to Haaland, which he wasn't, and it almost cost Chelsea today very, very early in the game. And that's another man that I need to talk about, Erling Haaland. I need to talk about his goal. We've got four players, Lavia, Colwill, Fofana and Cucurella, four of them have done nothing to prevent that goal. And you can say about the psychology between Cucurella and Haaland before the game, obviously, with that video. But I just think that if it was any other defender, I think Haaland would have scored. Cucurella, I think he did all right today, but that goal, he was at fault, and you can't say players have done all right when you're at fault for goals against the best side in the league. And we can't concede two to them because obviously last season it was a bit of like an anomaly scoring four against them, but it was poor today. And I just think really with those two goals, I think they could have easily been prevented. The Fofana mistake for the second one, and the first one was just every single one of them. I think Nicholas Jackson, I think he showed promising signs when he got the pressure today. I just think he looks a bit uncoordinated and like Romeo Lavia, a rough diamond that needs to be refined in training. And I think Mark Gui, when he came on, he didn't get much service, he didn't get many touches of the ball, of course, but he pressed. He was excellent last week, and I think he was actually very unlucky not to get a start today. I think he was excellent against Inter Milan. Obviously, people said that he wasn't great, but I think he really did. He tested Sommer a few times in that game, and he's a great keeper, Jan Sommer, so he's a tough man to test. So honestly, I thought it was unlucky not to get the start today. I thought the wingers, Nkunku looked very weak, and I thought he deserved to come off. I thought Cole, it's tough because I love Cole, and I'm sure every Chelsea fan loves Cole, but can you play him on the wing? Can you play Nkunku on the wing? I didn't get that decision really from Maresca to play them both on the wing. Two quite central players, and you played them both on the wing. I would have started Nkunku as Jacob said last week, it's very hard to fit them in, and it's very hard to fit. I think Pedro Neto did all right when he came on because he was a natural winger. I think even Renato Vega, I didn't really get that substitution with a few minutes to go and bringing on a right back for Cucurella. I didn't really get the Vega substitution. I think he's a great player. I think he made a positive impact today with his running forward, attacking, but I just didn't think he made that right impact to really, I don't know, attack City, because we can't have Gusto and Vega attacking. Like, we have to have two out and out wingers, and Christopher Nkunku and Cole Palmer, they're probably our two best players on paper, but they can't attack from the wing. I personally would roll the dice with Nkunku because he's not alienated to playing up front. Play him up front. Just one game. We didn't really create much, let's be honest, but just one game for Christopher Nkunku. Stick him up top. Stick Palmer at the attacking midfield position. Stick Neto on the wing. Vega, Mudryk, Madueke, whoever you want to stick on the wing. Whoever, really. I don't really mind who goes on the wing. Obviously, Pedro Neto, I think, deserves a start, but Nkunku up front, switching for Gui, maybe 60, 65 minutes. Obviously, I'm back to the organised substitutions, which Maurizio Sarri used to 65 minutes for Kovacic and Barkley, rotate every game. But how stupid does that make him look today? Kovacic was excellent, but unfortunately, I think we have to have two wingers, two out-and-out wingers. Pedro Neto, Madueke, Mudryk, Sterling, choice between, even Renato Vega, choice up front, Nkunku, attacking midfield, Palmer. And whoever plays in that defensive midfield, I'd personally go Enzo Lavia, but they want to get the best out of Caicedo, so honestly, when you're paying 120 million, I saw Todd Boehly walk off at 85 minutes today. I thought that was unprofessional from Todd Boehly, especially as he owns the club. But if you're paying 125 million for Moises Caicedo, and you see stuff like that, honestly, anybody would do it. Anybody, honestly. I think it wasn't great today, but I will see you guys next week against Servette on Thursday. Hopefully a European win for Chelsea back at Stamford Bridge in Europe.